I didn't clap.
Hi there and welcome to the Free Art Show, the show where I draw whatever you want and release it for free use. I'm Kim Holm and with me is my giggling wife, Beanie.
I would never giggle.
And first but not least, we have a bit of a situation with the postcards because I thought it was a great idea to have a contest to drive more people to YouTube by saying, hey, you can win this postcard by commenting on, and subscribing on YouTube. And then I thought, wait a minute, that's a bit shitty. So we're going to stop doing that. And we're going to start giving away postcards based on who has the best request for me to draw. We will choose 6 different requests and they need to be good. Then we'll roll the dice and whoever wins or gets his request drawn also gets a postcard. That's a much cooler idea. But that means we have to give away 2 postcards this week.
Do we?
So, yes. Otherwise, it doesn't add up.
Oh, but I thought this postcard would be given away next week to the next week.
So. No. We need to get...
Okay.
We need to get this straight.
Okay.
So, in order to get this straight, we give away 2 postcards. First, we gave away last week's postcard to one of our 2 YouTube commenters, Gun and Popovici. And Gun is heads. What's heads on this coin? This is heads.
The head. The head is heads.
Gun is Kong Harald, King Harold. And tails, the Viking ship, is Popovici. So let me see if I can do this. And the winner is... Can you see? It's Popovici.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So you will get this postcard and then the freshly drawn postcard. We will have to decide which of this week's suggestions. And we got over 20 suggestions this week as well. And
so Kim had to pick some of
we had to
ones,
pick.
Yes, but mainly you.
Yeah.
Had to pick the ones that are drawable and fun.
Drawable
Good
and fun.
suggestions.
Yeah. So we got a bit of different types of suggestions. Starting up silly, with Anne Minky suggesting Tyr, the god, giving deworming cure to Fenris. I don't think it's a butt pill. I think it's a spoon. I think it's a sort of a joke because Tyr loses his hand when he has put it in the mouth of Fenris when they tie him down before Ragnarok because he gets too big and mean.
Oh.
So
okay,
that's
then I see the joke.
Yeah, there is a joke there.
There's a joke, yes.
But it's a bit difficult to draw the deworming cure, the deworming drinky.
Isn't it just a spoonful of sugar?
Yeah, but how do you see that it's deworming? That's a problem we have to face.
You have to draw worms coming out of his bum as well. This is all logic.
Okay, then how do we get... this is a discussion we'll take if, number 1...
If the dog
shows... and Fenris wins. Then we have Jimmy suggesting me eating my own entrails. That's self-explanatory. It's a good image. And Jimmy is an old friend of the show, so we even know how he looks. And Dimitris suggested my own take on R'lyeh. And yeah, I've done R'lyeh many times in some form, but why not do it again? And then we have TP Skau, suggesting the very last mammoth staring out.
Jimmy Fowler says, yay! He really wants to see himself eating himself.
So this is a very sad image of the last mammoth. Died away 2000 BC, something like that, on an island, which was this was a part of the suggestion, but we didn't write it up. But yeah, I can see it. Then we have Mas Bogdan suggesting a samurai honing his own mental blade while meditating.
Samurai.
Yes, that can be nice. And additionally, he says, if I draw it, he will get a tattoo of it.
And that is...
So I will draw it really crappy.
No, you won't.
You don't have to get a tattoo.
mglw'nafh is waving at you.
Wave back. That wasn't a wave. And Udorable suggests Gere and Freke with Hugin and Munin. And actually, Mona also suggested Gere and Freke and Hugin and Munin. So it was a double suggestion, but Udorable got it because she got it first. Okay, so are we ready to roll the dice?
Are those of them all?
Those are them all.
Those are them all.
Now blow on the dice. Now it's her fault. R'lyeh.
Okay.
We're going to draw R'lyeh.
That's so geeky.
It is geeky. We are geeky. And this is one of the ones that are exciting. Just go with it. Figure it out. We'll start like this. That doesn't look like R'lyeh. Come on. Oh, that's better. Where is R'lyeh here? Yes, I can see it. Ooh. No, that wasn't. Yeah, like this. No, okay, so now we have some towers and spires. And we have these okay, I'm done. Can't get better than this.
Do you have to roll the dice again then?
No, I'm not done. I will dry this up. Now we have the basic shape of R'lyeh. And I think I'm going to need some acrylic color. But first... Oh yes, I'll need acrylic color and I'll need it first, not last. We'll take some Viridian, that sounds oceany. And we'll take some liquid blue, Talo blue, so that's really a heavy blue. And we'll take some...
Tonight, XBC says, hi, love your art. Greetings from Chile.
Greetings to Chile. We're 50% of us in the room are Chilean. The 50% that's not me.
Yes, that's me.
Yes.
Yes, that's me.
Oh, we're mixing up hopefully a nice color. Let's see here. That's yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry.
That was a bit darker than I had hoped, but we'll find the towers again. Okay?
The towers are there.
They're just
somewhere. Not over the rainbow. Are there? Are they?
No. Under the ocean. Somewhere under the ocean, the abyss is blue. Or black.
You're the metal Bob Ross, you. Make me so happy and relaxed when you paint, says Sion DB Kitchener.
Thank you.
Kim Ross, that's his name.
Yes. I actually, this fall I started learning the Bob Ross technique just because I love learning techniques. I'm not going to be a Bob Ross painter, but I wanted to learn the technique. I can sort of see the towers here. I can remember them. I can see them in my mind's eye.
And that's the joy of painting.
I fucked up. I admit it. But we'll see. Here we get them back. Yes, lovely. So I started learning the Bob Ross technique, but I only did one painting. But now, in my artist studio, it's an art collective, so we have a lot of different artists. And one of them is primarily working in woodworking. So he used to have a window by his workbench. And it wasn't a window with a good view, it was a window to another room, but it was a view. And now he lost his view because we remodeled. And he asked me, or I volunteered actually, and then he took me up on my volunteering, to paint some big ass Bob Ross images to have in the window over the workbench so that he has something nice to look at. So that's one of my next hobby projects. Just to learn the technique. It's good to have a reason to learn techniques. Well, now we have the towers back, but we need more. We will get some towers in blue as well. Now, if you're going to look at Lovecraft's descriptions of R'lyeh,
Theon says, cool, I hope you share that.
I will share it. Somewhere. It will probably not be a part of my free art project where I give away I share the rights to my work, so everyone can use my work for free, commercially or personally, because I root for the pirates. It will not be a part of that because I don't know. That feels weird. But I will share pictures, at least on my Instagram. Maybe I'll do Bob Ross with video. Okay. I'm starting to get a plan now. And I'm hoping this this one will be, I'm hoping to do it a bit rougher than most of my acrylic pieces. I lost the brush.
Sion wrote. I don't know what he wrote.
Did it disappear?
No. I think it's an emoji.
Ooh. That is devil horns.
Oh, nice. Thank you. I thought maybe it was somebody cheering, but then I didn't understand why his head wasn't there.
Haven't you seen the devil horns emoji before? Emoticon?
Apparently not.
It's so metal.
Matthew John Mahaki Turipa says, that's turning out pretty shit, eh?
Pretty shit, yes. So far.
I don't know if that's positive or negative.
I don't know. But right now I'm still flailing about, not quite knowing what I'm doing.
And our wonderful Chilean friend wants to know what kind of paint you use.
Yeah, right now I'm using acrylic painting. So I'm using a mixture of these really good golden high flow acrylics and golden fluid acrylics, which are expensive. And then I'm also mixing them with these shitty thrift. It's not a thrift store, but it's a cheap brand Sang acrylics, regular acrylics. So it's a good mix, and there's nothing wrong in using cheap color. It's good to sort of... I'm losing my brush again and again. That's not good. It's good.
You have to tape it on your fingers.
Yeah, it's good to test out new colors and stuff. But what you get with cheap paint is you get a lot of medium and very little actual color. So that's the difference. The expensive paint has a lot of color, a lot of pigment.
So you only have to use a teeny bit of it.
Yeah. But still, when I buy this set of 18 or 30 cheap colors, I get a lot of variety to test around with, and I don't need to really give a damn about what I do with them. But when I buy expensive colors, I better know what I'm going to do with them.
Yes, but are these very expensive?
These?
Huh?
Yeah, these are really expensive. This is one of the...
How much is it for a bottle?
A bottle like this is 200.
That's not very expensive.
No, but
I'm guessing you can find more expensive.
Acrylic, probably, yeah, but not that much. No.
Oh.
They're a really good brand. Or so people who know this tell me. I'm pretty new to acrylic. Really new to
that, and the cheap thing is let's go.
The cheap. So this is 200 kroner for this bottle, and this is for 18 or 20 for something of these. It's under 200 kroners.
Yes, but they're tiny.
Yes.
Interesting.
But it's basically the more pigment costs, and also the any good brand of acrylic or oil, the prices will differ, so that a titanium white will be a lot less expensive than a let's say a Talo blue or a cadmium red. And also the most expensive are you even get poison.
Poison?
Some of them are poisonous. Not that poisonous.
Why?
Because the good colors are heavy chemicals.
Oh.
So, do you know what R'lyeh is? My dear wife.
It's a city under the sea.
And who?
It's where the Little Mermaid lives.
Yes. Who lives in R'lyeh?
I just answered that.
Not the Little Mermaid.
It's the guy with all the tentacles.
Yes, it's the guy with all the tentacles.
Cthulhu, that's
Cthulhu is the guy who lives in R'lyeh. That's correct. Very good.
Poison! Lol, says our Chilean friend. Tonight. And Jimmy Tolle says cyanide, I presume.
No, cadmium is... it's not that... It's not a poison, but it's toxic.
So it's not poison!
Yeah, and there's also these debates in the oil painting communities, because now all you buy is titanium white or zinc white, and while lead white, which is based on lead, is apparently a lot more durable. So, but people don't want to paint with lead anymore. And one of the reasons why the colors of old Renaissance paintings are still so good is because they were apparently painted with lead. So,
Jimmy says, I figured because there used to be cyanide in the blue paint people used to paint their kitchens, like in the olden days.
That might be. I haven't heard about cyanide in...
that seems like a silly thing to do.
Well, it stays in the paint.
Does it?
Yes, it does. Probably.
No. Oh. But they were talking about lead paint.
Yeah.
That houses used to have. But they were poisonous as well because...
Okay.
Slowly giving people cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
Cancer schmancer, apparently.
Okay. No, I don't want to... I do not want to paint with dangerous paints because I always end up eating my brush. This is an awkward silence while my dear, lovely wife is staring at me.
And shaking my head because, come on.
No, it's actually a thing.
But it explains all the paint in his beard from time to time, so yes.
It's actually a thing that a lot of ink artists do in order to get a good point on the brush. You use your spit. But oil...
I don't know, just water and your fingers.
No, but there are things in your spit that makes the point better.
Don't put spit on your fingers.
That would also be an idea, but we're not all smart like you. It's an age-old tradition.
Yes, artists.
Yeah.
It explains so much.
We're keeping this really rough. And it still looks like nothing. I'm sorry. And I see.
Xeon says, DNA makes the painting better.
Yes. If somebody is thinking about identity theft, Most of my paintings have both my DNA and my fingerprints. And some of them even have my likeness. So it's... I'm an easy victim.
Asks, what do you use to dilute acrylic paint? To take you off this please to steal my identity crisis you're having.
So mostly I use water to dilute the acrylic, and you can use, on good acrylic, you can use about up to a lot of water, more than 50% water, without a problem. On bad acrylics, you should use a bit less. But if you're smart, you will varnish or put some other type of coating on the drawing afterwards, and then you don't have to worry about flaking or other stuff that might happen when you when you dilute it too much with water. You can also use a retarder, and I can say retarder because it says retarder. It's okay. Which makes the drying time for the acrylic slightly longer. And I've experimented with that, and that's good if you're, for instance, painting outside and you don't want to the hassle of mixing new colors all the time. Then that's good because it gives you a little more leeway when...
It's turning out beautifully.
Thank you.
Sion says ha ha ha, and Tonight says ha ha. Sorry to change the DNA subject.
That's
and
good.
Mona says, ooh, I see the castle from inside a grotto.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's a city under the sea. And it's a cyclopean city.
Okay, I have Little Mermaid's song going around in my head, and I only know the one.
There are some Cthulhu Little Mermaid mashups, of course. Otherwise, I would lose faith in humanity.
Is actually Ursula a Cthulhu Little Mermaid mashup?
Yes.
In all her tentacliness.
Perhaps. I don't think Lovecraft can take credit for everything tentacled, but a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, but well.
Okay.
Okay, Mona says city autocorrect. I see the castle from inside a city, maybe? Or I see the city from inside a grotto. I don't know.
Now,
which word was autocorrected, Mona? I see the castle from city a grotto. I'm going for that.
Yeah, city a grotto. City a grotto indeed. It's the thing is, the problem with
the blue paint looks like a baby seal.
That one, yeah, I see it. The problem with drawing R'lyeh is that the description of it is that it's cyclopean and that it's full of angles that do not add up. So it's angles that are impossible. It's full of optical illusions, or actually bending space and probably time. So you can't actually draw it, but you can give a hint, I think. And that's what we have to do here. So you have to find some angles and just enhance some of them like this, and we're just going around trying to find shapes that are already there but need to...
Meant city, not castle, says Mona Nygaard.
City in a grotto, perhaps, yeah.
See the city from inside a grotto.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mona.
And we'll try to give a lot of small windows here and there and openings. And
is there a castle in there as well?
There probably is. Somewhere in one of the Lovecraft stories, it refers to Cthulhu as the high priest of R'lyeh. So there should be a sort of a temple or that type of stuff. But the thing with the Lovecraft deities or entities is that it's not really clear what's factual about what Lovecraft's characters write about them and what is just human misunderstanding of cosmic forces. So the whole high priest thing may be just a misunderstanding. It's not necessarily true that the Starspawn, as they are referred to once in a while, would have anything that we think of as a religion, but they would have some sort of technological, magical relationships to cosmic forces such as Azathoth and Yog-Sothoth and Nyarlathotep even. So there is sort of connections that we will interpret as religious, but that's the question. Is Cthulhu even religious? Is he an atheist? No, fuck that. No, the thing I'm saying that...
Are they people who actually view this as an actual religion?
Yes, there are. There are at least two different...
Are they called cultists?
Yes.
Or are they called Cthulhists?
There are at least two different schools of or two different organized attempts of making religions out of Lovecraft's writings.
Why?
I know that one claim is that Lovecraft thought he was writing fiction, but being inspired by his dreams, it was actually the elder forces talking through him. I do like that. I do enjoy that. I think that one of the most influential happenings in getting Lovecraft into the realm of a new religion is the Church of Satan, wherein Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible, they only view Satan as a metaphor. So in order to illustrate it, in one chapter, they exchange Satan for Cthulhu. So they have a ritual for Cthulhu in the Satanic Bible.
Why?
Because it's a metaphor. So that's one of the thoughts. the Church of Satan isn't a religion, it's a set of rituals and a philosophy. So that might be one way to view it. And the other is that these are real forces that Lovecraft thought he was making up. That's another way. Slightly silly. No, don't silly. Billy, whatever you want. And also, it's the chaos magic idea. In chaos magic, you can worship whatever you want because it's all part of chaos. And Cthulhu and the like, Azathoth, are manifestations of chaos. So it's very easy to see why it would work in that setting. Don't you see? My dear lovely wife thinks I'm talking about the most boring thing in the world.
Yes, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
But it's
It is not very fascinating, no. I know you think so.
There are some fascinating ideas in Lovecraft's work, and it's not the worst thing that a modern religion has been based on. To say it like that. It's not the worst thing an old religion has been based on either. And I think that Lovecraft, who was very much anti-religious, would find some of this rather amusing. I'm not quite certain where I'm going with, if I can make the effect that I want. Now, it's hard because you don't want to put too much in, because then everything is obvious, and then it's obvious that it's not so as detailed, and you don't want to put too little in, because then it's just messy. It's a sunken city, so it's in ruins as well. We'll have some ruins here. Oh, that's good. That creates depth. That's good. We need depth. And of course, as some of you probably know, that attempts at making a religion out of Lovecraft even includes writing the Necronomicon, the fictitious book that Lovecraft mentioned, and publishing it as if real, which has happened many times, or at least a few times.
Is that the book from The Evil Dead?
That is the book from The Evil Dead. Now, in Lovecraft, it doesn't mention Cthulhu R'lyeh. It doesn't mention that it's bound in human skin. And just as a sort of a bummer for all those who thought it was real, the author of Necronomicon is Abdul al-Hasred. Now, Abdul is not a name, because Abdullah is a name. Abd Allah, the servant of Allah, Abdullah. Abdul is not a name, but Abdul al-Hasred was a nickname for Lovecraft when he was a kid, given to him by an uncle because he had read all the books, including 1001 Nights. He was Abdul al-Hasred. And yeah, that's why...
Geek.
This, I have to live with this.
I have to live with this.
You're talking to people watching me draw. I feel generally certain that they appreciate my geekiness.
No, I actually like that story.
Yes, it is good.
Tonight says Necronomicon hot. And then she says, wow.
So.
Yes. You know I enjoy some geekiness.
Yes, you enjoy me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a deeply problematic image to try to capture here. But, I feel a lot is going right, but I don't know if I can...
Tonight says geeking out about Lovecraft is always a good thing.
Oh, indeed.
One day I might read my first Lovecraft book, but probably not.
Well, you're going to have a problem reading your first Lovecraft book.
Novel thingy.
No novels. One novel, actually. And it's a short novel.
Why would I have...
It's short stories.
Not all of them.
All of them short stories.
Okay, so he couldn't be bothered to write a proper book.
He wrote 2 books and tried to throw them away, but they are published now. But yeah, it was short stories. Okay, I think we're going to go in with white ink and a bit of the bluish. It's going to pick up some of the bluish no matter what, but this is a very green color. Let's see how that works. Yeah, some light, just to create a bit of space between the shapes, and to tone it down. Do that with water, and it will settle in and will be a lot less extreme. And just following the shapes that are already there, not caring too much about what it actually is. See the, I don't know if you can see it on the live stream, but it's it creates depth instantly. Very satisfied. And this should probably be in front as well. And what I imagine this actually as being is sort of a city in the hydrothermal vents. So there should be some bubbles going up, but I don't really want to do that too clearly because, or it can, in the foreground it can happen. Because if I do bubbles back here, then it will make the city look tiny. And that's not what we want. That's the sort of considerations you have to make pretty much on the fly when doing something like this. But I hope that you guys at home can appreciate how much depth these tiny touches of green, turquoise, are giving the image. We're going to mix them up with more white and more green, and we're going to, oh, too much. Add a little light in the foreground as well. And yeah.
Yes, it looks very gloomy now to see on.
Gloomy, yeah, it should be a gloomy city. It's not exactly Las Vegas.
Oh.
Or maybe it was.
It's a city of poor, unfortunate souls.
Says who?
You
said.
Mermaid. That's Ursula's city. She collects poor, unfortunate souls.
Oh. The Little Mermaid has always been one of the Disney movies that I don't get. I'm sure that's prejudice just from the time it came out. But I know it's considered as a part of the Disney Renaissance. But it's not up there for me. I do like most of the other films of the Disney Renaissance.
I like it. I enjoy it.
The Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got... I'm actually not doubting.
I haven't seen it in many years. Yeah. I remember we tried to watch Peter Pan.
Yeah?
And it was kind of racist.
Peter Pan, no, it's got the Indian scene. It's not a very fortunate depiction of Indians. It's a good movie. And Today we saw Mulan with the kids, which got the incredibly racist depictions of the Huns, who are also completely badass. So on the one hand, they are walking gorilla beasts. On the other hand, they are so fucking cool. So if you are...
And they all really looked evil.
Oh, yes. And you have to do stuff like that. You can't have... You can have an occasional bad guy looking like a good guy. Frozen does it well. A lot of other movies do it well. You have to have the stereotypical, really evil-looking people. And you have those of all varieties.
They're never blonde.
Yes, they are.
Where?
Hans. No, not any stereotypical Aryan, white-haired, a bit too pale, blue-eyed, is an evil fucker in countless both fantasy and action movies, and we got the very evil Uber Aryan. That's definitely a stereotype. It definitely works.
Okay.
And living in Norway, being from Norway, I've met a few people who are so pale that it's creepy. It's a good look for being creepy.
Yes, in the winter time, some of you are see-through.
Yes, it's very good.
You're actually blue.
Yes. I don't know how much more I'm going to do with this, because if I do more, then I will probably start losing some of the mystery that is there. I will do some spatter, because I am me. And first we're going to do very high above, just to get a few some dust in the water, some and then we're going back with some black. Yes. And you can see this on the YouTube video, but you probably cannot see this on the live stream, but the little dots are making a difference. Slight difference, but a difference indeed.
I get impressions of figures in the foreground. It says Sion.
Excellent.
I was thinking maybe you should try, when you're finished, try to, can you lower the camera slowly so you can actually zoom in on the picture?
No, we can try.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I think I'm finished. I need to sign.
You know there's a white dot all the way down there.
There?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's supposed to be there.
It's supposed to be there.
Oh, white and stuff.
There and there. It's okay. This is the foreground. It's...
Okay.
Okay, this is tricky. Things might fall apart. Things might not work. But I'll try to lower the camera.
Advanced zooming.
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Why doesn't it work? Is it shaking?
Yeah. And it also gets out of focus. Okay.
Did it work? Ish.
Work-ish. It worked for one of the cameras, not for the YouTube one, but for the
Why
other
didn't
one.
it work for the YouTube camera?
Because then that doesn't see the whole image anymore. So we'll take it back up. This was an experiment.
So you're gonna have to lift it up.
Yeah, that would be smarter. But
the other one would have been more professional-ish.
Yeah, again, that doesn't work for the YouTubers, so sorry about that. How long have we been going?
I don't know.
Do you have any energy? Should we do...
I have no idea what time it is.
Me neither. Should we do try to do the samurai one as well?
What time it is?
I do not know. It's 10 o'clock. I think we've been going a long enough time.
Mm.
I did want to do the samurai one because I did want someone to get it tattooed on themselves. But yes, we've been going long enough.
Maybe you can do it as a warm-up some other time.
Yep.
wgah'nagl says she loves it.
Yeah.
And tonight tells us we've been on about 1 hour.
Thank you.
That seems about right.
That seems about right. And yeah, my head is a bit fried. If I were to try to draw the samurai thing now, it would probably look something like this.
Sion says that's amazing. Thank you.
Here is the samurai. And he's got the samurai here.
Why is he so sad?
Because I'm tired. So that's why I'm not drawing that now. But generally, if... And now he has to get this tattooed. Generally, if you're going to use the drawing for something, it gets you a lot better chance at getting it. How about this? I want to draw the samurai for him so he can tattoo it on himself. So maybe we'll put it on next week as well. And let the dice decide.
Oh, yeah.
That's reasonable. And some weeks we might do 2 drawings. But then we have to be a bit more awake.
He really wants someone to put his ink on themselves.
Someone has.
I know. You want more.
Yeah, I want more. Okay, if you enjoyed watching our show,
Take away the sad samurai, please.
If you enjoyed watching our show, then please share it. And I will be posting this art in a couple of days for free use under a Creative Commons attribution license, so you can use it for whatever you want as long as you put my name on it or with it. And please use it and share it if you're part of a Lovecraft group, or if you have friends who like Lovecraft, or if you have friends that like art. Share it. That helps us. And also, go to YouTube and subscribe. We will give you all the links in the end. Now, if you like it even more, then you can buy this original for €100, including international shipping, till next week. Or till next weekend. So, by the time the next free art show is live, this one is either sold or off the market. Last week's sketch was Depression and it got sold, so that's excellent. Now, last but not least, all the fucking links. If you want to follow me, then I'm Den Unge Herr Holm on Facebook, Den Unge Herr Holm on Twitter, Den Unge Herr Holm on Instagram, Den Unge Herr Holm on YouTube. And if you want to support me even more, then I have a sleeping but not dead but streaming, a little bit dormant Patreon campaign that will be up shortly at patreon.com/KimHolm. And I think that's everything we have for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's show.
Bye.